What up, what up, what up? Welcome to another show, one of the dopest shows on YouTube where we talk about everything under the sun as long as we get back to the money, real conversations, and real solutions. I'm your host, Courtnee Edgar. What's good with y'all, man? I hope y'all are doing phenomenal on this Wednesday, man. Today is great. It's great for another Courtnee Edgar show because we love doing this, right? Listen, we got a lot of topics to cover, and today is our shorter day, but we still gonna get to it. But before we do, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. Make sure you hit the bell notification, and make sure you share this with your family and friends because we're trying to take the Courtnee Edgar show to the top. Trying to be one of the biggest YouTubers in all different spaces. That's what we want to do. We don't want to just fall into one category. We want to be in all spaces, all right? So make sure you share this with your family and friends. And if you want to become part of the Free Agent Society, make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description, and I will be posting this in the chat as well, and I will have it pinned in the chat as well. And again, like I told y'all before, we're not begging for cash apps or we're not begging for super chats, but if you're really rocking with your boy and you want to show your support, definitely tap into the super chats. All right. So my dog, Five Brown, what's good with you, homie? What up with it? What up with it? What's the word? What's the word? What's good with you? So let's go ahead and not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and get into this first topic. So there's still some talk about what's going on in the WNBA. There's still talk about trans men being in the WNBA. And out of all people who would have something to say, out of all people, we got Joy Taylor that has something to say. So we're going to get into it, and then we're going to give our thoughts, and we're going to give our opinions. With that being said, let's go ahead and rock out.
A man who's concerned about trans women in the WNBA, you can keep scrolling. This isn't for you. This is strictly for the women. You can keep going. Ladies, I think I figured it out. I think I got it. The men are so concerned, the straight cisgender men are so concerned about predators. They finally care about our safety. Can you believe it? It's taken thousands of years, but they finally get it. We want to be safe from predatory men.
First and foremost, before I allow her to continue to keep talking, she missed the plot. She missed the plot. Cause see, your problem is no. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and bring the cat out the bag. Let's go ahead and bring the cat out the bag. See, y'all thought that, when it was just men versus women, y'all thought that we weren't protecting y'all from predatory men. We told y'all that we hold those men accountable. And those men do get held accountable, whether it's from the men out here who are your everyday men, or it's the individuals that's out, the police individuals, right? They get held accountable on every step. But because what we tried to tell y'all is like, listen, man, it's not every man out here. Every man is not out here to get you. Every man is not out here trying to take your innocence from you. Not every man is trying to attack you. Not every man is out here doing that. Y'all walk past several men every day. Neither one of them is thinking about you like that. They may look at you and say, oh, dang, shorty cute as hell, or shorty bad as hell. Shorty got a bad body. And they keep it pushing through, and they keep it pushing. 9 times out of 10, y'all don't even notice them. But that's beside the point. You thought because y'all were so in tune with y'allselves, y'all didn't want to listen. Y'all thought that men didn't care about that. No, we do. Because don't nobody want to see no trans men in the WNBA, and let alone some of those men who disagree with the trans men, they have daughters that are playing in these sports. So therefore, one of the biggest things is they don't want their daughters to have to experience that. So what makes you think that men didn't care or men never cared? Talking about you get it. No, it just took something extreme for you to step out of your own self to really understand what was going on. Because y'all weren't listening when we were talking to y'all. Y'all weren't listening when we was trying to tell y'all, when everybody was on the podcast, everybody's talking, guess what y'all was saying? Everybody don't need to have a microphone. Everybody don't need to have a microphone. We've been telling y'all that, but y'all don't want to listen. Now when the ABC community is infiltrating on y'all in y'all space, when it's infiltrating in y'all space, now you want to look towards us. Now you want to say, you know what? I get it now. Fellas, I understand it. No, you don't. No, you don't. She is nails on the chalkboard literally every time she speaks. She's always on the wrong side of every topic. Every single time, bro. Every single time. She's always on the wrong side. And mind you, you know what? I ain't gonna even bring it up. I ain't gonna even do that. I'm not gonna be that kind of person. Men are the only ones that even watch the WNBA and they still complain about men. These feminists like Joy don't even watch. Exactly, man. I was gonna bring something up, but I was like, you know what? I don't think I should. But for the sake of content creation, for the sake of YouTube, for the sake of the Courtnee Edgar Show, and for the sake of this conversation, she's the last person that need to be talking about anybody doing anything egregious. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. But do you? It's content creation, so you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. You can say whatever it is you want to say, but just know that you're 100% wrong, Joy Taylor.
I for one am grateful that we got here. I mean, we've been asking them to stop assaulting and molesting and raping and stalking and murdering us.
Listen, time to do some research. Let's go to it. Let's see something. And what? Let's see. Wait a minute. Let's see. All right. Okay. So that's 1 point. So that's 1 per every 100,000 women are on 1.4 per 100,000 women are unalived by men. All right. So that's 1.4 out of every 100,000 women. All right. When you talk about domestic violence, who leads the charts in that, Joy Taylor? Women do. Same sex relationships, especially women on women. They lead domestic violence. They lead in domestic violence. Just saying, just throwing it out there, just in case you didn't know. But let's continue.
They get it. They don't want us to be taken advantage of. They don't want us to be harmed. We are looking at this the wrong way. I finally understand it now. We shouldn't be mad at them. They are now concerned about women's safety. Imagine the result.
She an idiot, bro. I just gotta call it for what it is, bro. You know what? You do. See, here's the thing. We don't want to be honest in today's society. We don't want to be honest. Sometimes just because you cute, just because you pretty, that don't necessarily mean that you a cool chick. Joy Taylor, lame as hell. Listen, bro, let's just go ahead and call it a spade a spade. Joy Taylor is lame, bro. That's a lame broad. I'm gonna be 110% honest with y'all today. I don't care what nobody say. She lame, bro. And the only reason, and yep, I'm calling nepotism. The only reason she has the visibility that she has today is because of her brother. The only reason she has the open, and then on top of that, of course, she's an attractive woman. So therefore, she got a little head. She get a little extra boost because she's attractive. But she lame, bro. Corny. There are some corny women out here in the world. I don't care about your money, dog. Money can be made by anybody. Let's kick that to the side. And money can be made by anybody. All you got to do is put in the effort, stay consistent, stay down for a long time, and continue to keep reinvesting in yourself and stay down until you come up, right? Anybody can get to it. They just got to put their mind to it. They just got to focus and stop focusing on everything else on the outside world, and then have a straight line arrow discipline. Simple as that, for the most part. But when we talk about personality and who you are outside of the money, she a lame. She a straight up square, bro. It doesn't make sense to me. Look at this face. Look at this face. Lame. But for the people who didn't hear it, but see, that's the thing. But see, that's the difference, Willia. I don't care. For me, I don't care. You can call me lame. That don't mean shit to me. I'd rather be a lame. I would rather be a lame. Thank you. That means I stay out the way. That means I'm out the way. I'm getting to it while y'all focusing over there struggling. Thank you. I would rather be lame. That don't bother me at all. That means I'm out the way. But the point that I'm making here is that we act as if women can't be lame. Oh no. Yes, they can. Enjoy Taylor is one of them. Just like Five Brown said, it's like scratching the chalkboard. It's like, ugh, stop talking. It's like, stop talking. Jesus Christ. But listen, man, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. And make sure you hit the bell notification. And make sure you tap into the Patreon to become part of the Free Agent Society. You definitely don't want to miss that, because the link is in the description as well as pinned in the comments.
Listen, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out either of these two videos right here. And make sure you share this post with your friends and your family.
Oh yeah, man. Y'all already know what it is, real life PJ. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, here's the thing. Willie and JW, they love it. They love it over here. That's why they continue to keep popping up, and then they try to troll. They love it here. They love it here. They love it here. It's you know how you got the secret haters? It's the secret hate. It's the I'm gonna talk shit about them all day long, but I'm gonna make sure I'm there for their live stream though. I'm gonna make sure I show up to their uploaded post though. I'm gonna make sure I say what I gotta say in their post though. I'm gonna make sure I'm there. They love it here, man. They do. He, she, or whatever it is, they love it here. So we gonna let them rock out. I would prefer you to put a profile picture up there so we can actually see your face. I would love to see that though. I would love to see your face, your actual face, not no AI picture, not no picture of 100 years ago where the picture is black and white. A real live, updated, up-to-date picture of you. We want to see that. We want to see what you look like. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But let's go. But I want to go ahead and get into his main topic. I want to go ahead and dive right into it. Let's talk about the LA Lakers, man, and Jeanie Buss. Jeanie Buss and her siblings pretty much you can call it a rival. So I want to analyze this topic because here's the thing. They sold, as we all know, the Lakers sold the company, right? The Lakers were sold to Bob Iger and Kushner. It was sold to them for $12.5 billion. Right? Now, within that sale, Jeanie Buss, who is a part owner, as well as her other siblings as well, they all had a share in it. Now, here's the issue. Jeanie Buss's siblings, Jeanie Buss had everybody sell their shares while she only kept 17% of the shares. So that way she can still remain in some type of control, because if you have less than 15% stake, then of course you don't have any control power within the business. So they end up selling for $500 million. All of them got $500 million a piece, and they feel like they got duped, and they feel as if they got pushed and forced into that sale. So now they coming back at Jeanie Buss and saying, listen, no, we got to get her up out of there. We got to get her up out of there too, because we feel like we got duped. So we're going to get into this, and then we're going to give our thoughts, and we're going to give our opinions. So let's go ahead and rock out.
Jeanie on the show multiple times, Jeanie Buss, that back when she was dueling it out with her siblings years ago over ownership and those moments are actually coming into play right now, if I'm not mistaken, about what's in a court document, what's in the contracts and things of that nature, which we'll get to in a second. She said Kobe told her to become Khaleesi, like the mother of dragons, and just breathe fire and just take it over. And it looks like Khaleesi's still the governor there, Ramona.
For now. Yeah, for now. I mean, I think she and her lawyers believe that this court order from 2017 is going to stand up. The thing is, she sold the team to Mark Walter initially, and she had her deal with Mark Walter. And yes, it's in writing, and yes, it's for 4 more years. But like, she doesn't have the majority of the shares, and then Mark's not going to be that guy anymore. And there's 2 new guys who just are going to pay a valuation of $12.5 billion. And so there was always a question of like, how long would that arrangement hold? And so I was already wondering that before the 5 other siblings decided to sell. And I don't know. Look, when it's 5 against 0, she just didn't vote. She didn't respond to the vote because she's like, you don't have the authority to do this. I'm not even going to respond to say there is a vote here. I have the ultimate authority. And I think she's right as the trust stands, because there's the shares of the Buss family are in that trust. It's not like she has 3% and Jim has 3%, and it's owned collectively by the family trust. And she is the controlling owner of those shares. So people who deal in businesses understand what that means. Can't just, like, you can say we want to sell, but she doesn't have to, because she.
Yep, that's for the people who don't understand. Yeah, when you have controlling share, when you control the shares, no matter what nobody says, you have the ultimate decision. No, nothing can be done without your say so. So it can be a majority rule, but guess what? If the person who controls the shares say no, it's a no-go. It ain't happening. No matter how much you scratch, fight, it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen because it's in the trust and you have full control over the shares. Ain't happening.
He's the chairman of that board.
But that's the thing though. But see, look, think about it real life, PJ. We can say that's rich folk stuff, but it happens. The same thing happens on a lower scale. The same thing happens on the lower scale. How many times have we seen, even in movies, right? Even in some movies, and some of them was in Tyler Perry movies, right? When there are situations where the father passed away, and then he left everybody something, and everybody thought they was gonna get something. Everybody thought they was gonna get something, and then everybody's fighting and hooping and hollering over the BS of what they got or what they didn't get, and now they fighting over it. It happened, and that's the crazy thing. It happens all across. So it ain't even just. It is not even just to the black people, right? It's always happening everywhere, just on different scales. It's crazy though. It's crazy as hell. Cause you know how some people in our black community, we think that we are the only ones that's going through shit. We think that we're the only ones that's always struggling with things. But yeah, we struggle with things, but it's always on a different level. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So it's wild. People be getting crazy when it come to money, man. And I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure the conversations are different. The conversations are different, but it's all, when you break it down to the nuts and bolts, it's all the same.
She's the chairman of the board of directors of that trust. So, but the pressure on her to step aside is now exponential, especially after that 5-0 vote and the sale last week. She's kind of on an island now, and I think she may have the legal grounds, but that's hard to stay on that island with all the outside pressure that's on her.
Okay, so at the risk of turning this into to go old school court TV, can you explain in best layman's terms, layperson's terms here, what the legal battle is? Because there's the trust document
that
involves obviously
that's a fact, real life PJ.
Jeanie
That's
Buss, the current governor of the Lakers, and her siblings, and the way that she can potentially control that block of voting. But there's also the recent sale that could potentially alter that arrangement. I'll give you the floor here, Ramon.
Okay. So the siblings believe that they can sell because of what's called a tag-along provision. Okay. And I'll define that in layman's terms, which is it's in writing, and in the sale to Mark Walter that was completed 10 months ago, that the family can tag along to any sale that he does at the valuation he gets, which is what we now know is 12.5. They have the option to tag along, and they believe that tag along option only takes 4 of the 6 votes to do so, and that they are invoking that, and they don't need her approval here. They don't need her to come along here. She's saying, nope, nothing can happen, and none of the shares can change hands because I control the shares of the family trust. And the 3 co-trustees, that's Janie, Joey, and Jeanie, have a responsibility to vote in such a way to ensure that she remains the controlling owner. I think a court order is going to hold. It's a court order. Okay. But the tag along provision, and I think this is with lawyers I've talked to and other people outside of this whole thing, that's really going to be which one supersedes, which one wins out. Is it the court order, or is it going to be the tag along provision? And then we get into a discussion about, and this is a big old word here. Okay. When you have a trust, you have fiduciary responsibilities, which is essentially you have an obligation to do what's best for the trust. So when we get to this fundamental question of what is best for the trust, is it best for the trust to sell at $12.5 billion, or is it best for the trust to maintain its shares at their current valuation with Jeanie as a controlling owner? And in which point they also had something at the end of the 5 years where she was controlling owner. They had a sort of guarantee that they could still get the same $10 billion valuation Mark Walter paid for their shares if they wanted to sell, or they could sell their shares for whatever it's worth in 5 years. So that whole big question of fiduciary responsibility, all of that, I think what happens next is her lawyers send a nasty letter to their lawyers. Those lawyers are going to respond either to each other or by filing things in the court. And if she wants to, she can tie this up, or this side of it, for 4 years where she has controlling ownership. But if you're Bob Iger and Josh Kushner, you just sit back and let the family fight it out, because it doesn't really affect your sale to Mark Walter.
Right, and you still are the majority owner.
Make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about it. The real reason, and this is just my opinion, the real reason I believe that they're fighting this is because they sold early. They sold early. Because they each one of them got $500 million. And so basically Jeanie Buss pushed them out. She hurried the sale. What I personally think is going on is like, nah, we want to sell at the evaluation of that 12.5 so we can get a bigger lump sum, so we can get a better payout. Or here's my other theory, or it could be like, nah, since you gonna push us out, we got to get you up out of here too, because you ain't finna be the only one that's making all this bread. And then now you're talking about what happens in the event 5 years from now, 10 years from now, when the valuation of the company goes up. Like, nah. So that tag alone. So if, correct me if I'm wrong, for my experts who understand this, because I'm learning it and I'm diving into it. I'm trying to understand it a lot better, being more business minded, understanding how these things work, because we gonna get there. But how does that tag along actually work? So if from how I'm hearing it and what I'm listening to, what it sounds like to me is this. If we sell and then there's a tag along, that means, I don't know. I don't know what it means. Let me see what a tag along means. Matter of fact, this is perfect. This is a learning session for all of us. Let me see. Mean in selling business. Okay, so in a business transaction, a tag along, formerly called tag along rights or co-sale rights, is a contractual provision that lets minority shareholders sell their shares at the same terms and conditions as a majority shareholder when the majority sells their stake. So how it works. Trigger. When a majority or controlling shareholder agrees to sell their equity to a third party, they must notify the minority shareholders. Right to join. Minority shareholders can choose to tag along and sell their shares pro rata. If the majority sells 60% of their stake, minorities can sell 60% of theirs under the same price terms. So optional. It's a right, not an obligation. The minority can decline and keep their shares. Typical process. The majority shareholder provides written notice, often 15 to 30 days, with the buyer's identity, price, and terms, and the minority decides whether to participate. So the purpose. Tag-along rights protect minority investors from being left behind with a new, potentially unfamiliar majority owner when the majority sells. They ensure fair treatment and equal exit opportunities, provide liquidity for minority shareholders, prevent situations where minorities are forced to stay in a company with a new controlling owner they didn't choose. So, example, if Alex owns 70% of an LLC, Jordan 15%, and Taylor 15%, and Alex finds a buyer for their 70% stock, Jordan and Taylor can tag along and sell their shares at the same price in terms, avoiding being stuck with a new majority owner. So that's what that means. So now that we have the terms and conditions, we are good. Now we understand it, we are good. So basically, you're able to sell at the same rate as the higher stakes owners of a company. You're on the same terms, same rights, same price. You're able to tag along. So that's what the tag along means. So there we go. We just had a learning lesson.
Owners of the Los Angeles Lakers in that respect, but she's still the governor. Like, how would that?
Well, the reason there's two reasons. So one, Walters was under investigation. That was one. I think it was for some insurance fraud, I believe, for insurance fraud. As well as my theory was because the valuation was 12.2. Well, and also I think he had the sickness or something too. So he was battling sickness too. So that's two things. But my theory was, I don't think he believed that the company was going. I don't think that he thought the valuation was going to be higher in the next 5 to 10 years. So he went ahead and got his profits and got up out of there. But the more that I'm seeing this, the more that I'm looking into it, I'm thinking it's because of the investigation that's going on. So he had to get up out of there. Tax fraud. Tax fraud. It's either insurance fraud or tax fraud. It's one of them. Why what Walter was going through. So I think it's more so of that as a reason as to why he sold. Nah, fam. It ain't got I read into it. I don't think it has anything to do with the players. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think it had anything to do with the players. Not Braun, not Luka, not anything.
Work.
Right. So that's back to the original question. When Mark sold the team, Bob said in an interview with the California Post, Bob Iger said, "We intend to honor that agreement between Jeanie and Mark, which was in writing. But if something changes, then it changes." So we're back to this original question, which we all were wondering, which is, if somebody pays $12 billion, are they really going to let someone else run the team? Right? Mark made that deal because he had to make the deal in order to get Jeanie to sell. But now Mark's selling. So will that hold up in court? And Bob Iger was my boss for a lot of years. I think he's a really good executive, Hall of Fame, legendary executive. Okay.
Indeed.
I feel like there was probably a graceful way to resolve this. And I assume he was already thinking through all of that to resolve it, whether in the short term, the long term.
I definitely see some new contracts coming. I see some new contracts coming for the LA Lakers. I see some new contracts coming because I'm pretty sure he got a ton of connections. I'm pretty sure Iger got a ton of connections. So I know the valuation of the Lakers is gonna go up exponentially high. I know it.
Letter obtained by the Associated Press, Buss aims to contest her siblings' plan to sell their controlling shares. The Buss family has owned this team since 1979. Jeanie Buss has acted as the team's governor since her father's death in 2013. With us now, Lakers and NBA analyst Iztok Franco. Iztok, thank you for weighing in on this one. This is a talker. So the announcement that Jeanie would challenge this sale, it did come just hours after ESPN reported her siblings would sell. So why not a unified front? What is behind the rift when we're talking about the siblings involved?
I think this is a long-term rift, like you mentioned. I think it's been going ever since Dr. Buss died, and the power struggle for who of the siblings will control the Lakers started. And I think Jeanie won that battle a couple of times before. And I think with the new development, I think the situation developed that the other partners, other siblings saw the opportunity to sell, while I think for Jeanie it's still trying to hold on the option to have the say control also as an acting owner, like you said, of the Lakers.
Right. And if the Buss family does hold on to their shares, an important part of this story and aspect here is that Bob Iger, Josh Kushner, they're still purchasing 63% of the team from the current owner, Mark Walter. So what is significant about the family shares specifically?
I think in big picture, I think the share is not as important as in terms of managing the team, but part of the prior sale, which was basically when Mark Walter and his group took over. Part of the written agreement apparently was that Jeanie would still remain a governor of the team and be involved with the management team, with the front office, with GM Rod Pelinka in managing the basketball operations of the Lakers. So I think the important part here is, will this setup that was done under the prior agreement, will it transfer to the new owners, which I think also based on the first statement that Bob Iger had when he took over, was that things can change and can change soon, like we saw. So I think this is part of the whole the background of the story.
Understood. So this purchase, it's coming just weeks after superstar player LeBron James announced he was leaving the team for Philadelphia. Do you think Iger and Kushner jumped while the team was in a weaker state?
No, I think that was more of a coincidence. I think what is interesting in this transfer, let's say, or another sale, was that it was a huge summer for the Lakers, and part of that summer was.
I just think the Lakers are going in a new direction, man. They did with. Listen, I don't care what nobody say. Bron did his job while he was at the Lakers. He brought them a championship. So ain't nothing you can say. It ain't like he didn't go there. So there's you can't say every team that he has gone to, he didn't bring them a championship. Now, we can't say that for the Philadelphia 76ers because we don't know how much longer he's gonna be in the NBA. But I think we're about to see a lot of changes when it comes to the LA Lakers. That's what I'm thinking. I think Jeanie Buss is gonna hold out only for so long, and I think it's more so of a pride thing because her father, they held the state for a long time for the Lakers, and I think that's one of the things that she didn't want to let go. And hey, could be, or it could be something behind the curtain that we don't see and what we don't know, right? It could be something deeper, don't know. But from my personal perspective, or my personal view, I think she just want to hold on to it because, daddy's girl. Like, nah, we don't want to let this go. This has been a part of our family for a long time, and the last thing I want to do is sell it. And so she probably like, listen, I want to keep this thing going. I want to keep this legacy going. That's how I look at it. Or it could be something deeper, or it could be, listen, the valuation of this junk is going to go, the valuation of this is going to be a lot higher in the next 5 years. So y'all probably need to hold on for a little bit longer. Could be that. Don't know. You feel me, real life, PJ? I don't think I would let it go either. I don't think I would. Unless me mentally or me, I'm just saying, listen, I don't care for it no more. I really don't care. I don't want to be a part of it, but I think it's more so it's a pride thing for Jeanie Buss. That's what I think. I think she still wants to be a part of that organization. She wants to be in the mix. I think that's what it is. If you ask me, that's what I think. That's my personal opinion. That's my personal thoughts. But we shall see, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. Make sure y'all hit the bell notification. And if you gain any value, make sure you share this with your family and your friends. And make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned in the comments.
Listen, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out either of these two videos right here. And make sure you share this post with your friends and your family.
Man, heck yeah, man. Win, lose, or draw, man. Lakers are a cash cow, bro. They are a big business. They are a huge business. No matter what nobody thinks about the Lakers, they are a huge business. Let's be 110%. All the who's who have gone through the Lakers. Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Luka, Gary Payton, Karl Malone, Shaquille O'Neal, James Worthy, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I said James Worthy, right? I said James Worthy. Who else? Who else is a big name that went to the Lakers? Will Chamberlain. I'm pretty sure I'm missing some other people. You got the Rick Foxes, Derek Fishers. You know what I'm saying? So you had a ton of big names. You had a ton of who's that came. Magic. Oh, how could I forget Magic Johnson? Magic Johnson. So they've been a big business for a long time. Where y'all get the Showtime Lakers? Showtime Lakers. They've been big business for a very long time. So yeah, I can't blame Jeanie Buss if she decides she want to hold on to it and still be in the mix. I can't blame her for that. Real talk. I cannot blame her for that. I cannot. What we got next? What we got next? Oh yeah. Ooh, this is a good one. All right, so look, I want to go ahead and I want to get into this other topic, because everybody's giving Stephen A. Smith a hard time, and one of the main two individuals that's giving him a hard time, of course, Don Lemon and Jemele Hill. So we're gonna get into this topic, and then we're gonna give our thoughts and our opinions. So with that being said, let's go ahead and rock out.
Let's talk about someone you've worked with, and I have you on because you know him. You've worked with him professionally, and you've also, have you been a part of his wrath, a target of his wrath or criticism?
Yeah, I mean, wrath is probably, I haven't got it as bad as some others, but he's mostly been, I'm gonna be fair to Stephen A. He has mostly been complimentary of me. He took issue with some of the things that I said about him. And I understood that. That was fine. This is part of the dance that we do when we're in media. And so he seemed to be surprised with some of the things that I had to say in response to some of the things that he had to say. But he certainly said some things that I didn't necessarily love about some of my friends, be it Joy-Ann Reid, Carrie Champion, and others. So, and politically, we're very different. Jasmine Crockett. I don't know Jasmine, but obviously I admire her for a lot of reasons. But there's a pattern that's.
So if it's a black woman, you can't say nothing about her. Sign language, if she's black, you can't say nothing about her. Because you literally just said, if they're your black friend, well, some of your friends, the Joy Taylors, not Joy Taylors, what she say? Joy Reeds. And then she said she don't even know Jasmine Crockett like that, but the simple fact that you talked about her but there's a pattern. What pattern?
Been there.
Well, all of the people you're speaking about, I know. Some of them are friends, some of them are acquaintances, others I just know. But I was surprised at how to me, it was the tone that he took with Jasmine Crockett and with even Joy, and even with me. I'm not a black woman, but it's just the tone, or speaking from as if he's an expert from knowledge that he doesn't necessarily have.
Another woman's talking point. It's not what you said, it's how you said it. Huh? But was it true though? That's the point. Forget how I said it, it's what's said. No, Stephen A has been in the game for 30-something years, dog. You know how he's coming. This wasn't his first time where he mentioned that he grew up around women. This wasn't his first time. So just with that alone, you should already know he has no ill intent when he's talking about black women. However, he is a journalist.
Right? He didn't come armed with all the knowledge.
And I think that is really the crux of the issue that people have with him, is that they feel as if his tone is very different when it comes to speaking about you or Joy, Carrie, black women in general, or black people. Like, some people put it under the umbrella of black people. And when you think about the fact that Donald Trump called this man an idiot, I mean, he literally called him stupid. And people did not sense that same level of vitriol toward Donald Trump, who said something about him that none of us have ever said about him. Like, none of us has ever called him stupid. We may have said, oh, he's uninformed.
It don't matter. He responded, though. He said what he had to say to the President Trump. Don't matter. He said what he said. Now, if he didn't respond, that'd be something different. But he still responded, though. He said what he had to say.
Informed about.
I'm so tired of y'all trying to dictate how somebody should do something, bro. Y'all always trying to dictate how somebody should do something and how they should not do something. Y'all ain't in his position. Y'all, it's always the people on the bottom. It's always the ones that's on the bottom level compared to the person that they're talking about. Always trying to tell somebody how they should do something. Dog, you ain't in their position. You haven't been there. You still working to try to get to that position. How you gonna tell him how to move? How you gonna tell him now how to respond? If he didn't consult you and tell you, hey, listen, man, what do y'all think? How should I respond to this? You can't tell somebody how to respond. Oh, I don't like how he responded because you ain't had the smoke for this person as you did for this person. Well, I didn't feel the need to. I felt the reason I was saying what I said here because this person said this one thing and I thought it was dumb. But this person over here, I'm not gonna put all my energy into it because you and I both know that I ain't no idiot. So therefore, why do I need to yell and scream before I just tell you, like, man, you tripping? I just say my piece and I move on with it. Sometimes some things require different responses in different ways and in different tones.
Or whatever, but Donald Trump literally called him a low IQ individual, which is his go-to insult, especially when it comes to Black people, as you know, because he's called you the same thing. And so I think that's why people really kind of sort of started.
He called Jasmine Crockett low IQ too. He called Jasmine Crockett low IQ as well. And at what point? Oh, as if, let's not act like he ain't called other individuals that's outside of being Black that low IQ. Let's not play that game. Y'all know he didn't call other people that aren't Black low IQ as well. Let's not do that.
Looking at Stephen A's responses and actions pretty critically and saying, like, okay, you seem to have a lot of fire and a lot of venom and a lot of discussion about the Black folks, but when the white folks do something, you seem to be kind of muted and nuanced and you treat them a little bit differently.
Okay, now I'm wondering if you think that what happened at NABJ. I was there. I wasn't there for this. You were supposed to be there, but you had a scheduling conflict. And you're an active member in NABJ, right? All of us. And then, they honored him, or at least I think they honored him last year and First Take maybe. And then all of a sudden this year, because of things. Now, I'm wondering if you think he deserved this from NABJ. This was their announcement on Sunday night or Saturday.
Board recognizes conduct that harms Black journalists, weakens newsroom equity or editorial.
No.
Wow. Okay. Well,
you have the floor, ma'am.
So I'm going to try to attempt to do something that isn't always appreciated, and that is have a little nuance. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, has Stephen A. been, have the criticisms of Stephen A. been unfair? The answer is no. I think they've been completely fair, and I think a lot of them have been valid in terms of, as I was talking about, that different energy. And I'm trying to understand where that comes from. And I think politically, people definitely have a problem with how he's used his platform and who he has platformed on his platform. And, kind of the circles that he seems to be ingratiating himself with. It leaves a little, leaves one to raise the eyebrows and say, okay, what's really going on here? You're flirting with running for president. We know that you're friends with some interesting people, to say the least. And I don't want to be getting into business of judging people by their friend groups, but I think people can see the dynamic of what's unfolding and saying, like, who is he trying to ingratiate himself to and why? So there's that component of it, which I think those are fair observations. And
I do judge people by their film group.
Okay. All right. I mean, I understand,
yeah. It says a lot about who you are.
All right. Y'all be looking at me crazy too. I got it.
Exactly.
I got understand. It. So yeah. I get that. And I think those are fair criticism and observations. But here's where it gets to me a little thorny. Yes, it is true that First Take, you mentioned this, they brought the show to NABJ. Part of that is because Stephen A. has exhibited an actual commitment to Black journalism. He's an HBCU graduate. He's taken the show on the road, as in First Take, to many HBCUs. And while he wasn't the first show at ESPN to do that, my show actually was. But when I had His and Hers, we went to Howard's Homecoming and did a big show. But that's okay. That's neither here nor there. It's not about me. But he has done that. And knowing a little bit with how he operates his show, there are Black people that work on his show that he is actively, intentionally hired to bring Black folks at the producer level, at other levels in our industry, to bring them into the fold. There are a lot of Black people who can say, Stephen A. helped me with my career. that Stephen A., he elevated me in this way. When he had his show, quite frankly, on ESPN, it is true, he created a segment strictly for Black voices on his show because there wasn't a lot of Black columnists. I was one of the Black columnists that appeared on his show. Me, Rob Parker, Gary Howard. It was very few of us. Stephen A., it is true, gave us a platform to do those things.
Man, these niggas so disloyal and disgraceful, dog. How you gonna bite the hand that feeds you? No. How you gonna bite the hand that feeds you? This man has given you a platform. This man has helped y'all out. This man has opened the door for a lot of you to do what it is that y'all do today. And yet y'all disloyal individuals want to get on here and talk about, oh, the friend groups that you in. I can see, well, it kind of seems like you teetered the line a little bit in the type of friend groups that you're trying to acquire. Why not? Let me hold on. Can we think outside the box for a second? What if I'm trying to acquire these type of friendships so I can open more doors? So I can get behind the curtain. So that way I can get behind the curtain. I can help y'all ass up and and help you get into a space. Because I have the vitriol. I'm the one who has the power right now. I'm able to get into certain rooms that y'all can't. And you worrying about who I'm friends with. After I done helped y'all. After I done helped y'all get to where y'all at, I done helped pull y'all up. The last thing that you need to be doing is having a conversation about Stephen A. Smith. If anything, if he was somebody who helped you, you shouldn't even be having a conversation about this right now. If you had something to say like this, you're like, you know what, man? Listen, I think that was crazy. I think that was wild, but I have nothing negative to say about Stephen A. Smith, and move on. And then if you decide that you want to hold him accountable behind the scenes. Give him a call. Hey, fam, if you had a problem or you had an issue with what he said about Jasmine Crockett, or if you had an issue about what he said about Serena Williams, or whoever else that he said something about, and if you got his personal contact, you can reach out to him. Hey, dog, listen. I know you're going to say what you got to say. You know, as a journalist, you got to be able to give it. You got to be able to give it with the facts, and you also got to be able to give it on both sides, and you got to be objective about your opinions about certain topics and certain things that we talk about and that we discuss as a journalist, right? That's real journalism. But the way that you said X, Y, and Z, I don't know, man. I don't like what you said. I don't like what you said. And you have that conversation on the back end where nobody knows about it. And that's where the disloyalness comes from, bro. And y'all wonder why there's a lot of Black people who want to leave the hood. Why you think that there's a lot of Black people who say, you know what, man, forget the hood, bro, man, I'm gone, dog. Nigga, I'm gone. Just like I'm gone and I want to stay gone. Just like Lois Hines off of Soul Man. I'm gone and I want to stay gone. You know what I'm saying? So this is crazy.
So while I do understand that how he has done and moved and operated in certain ways has gone against the mission of NABJ, and that thumbs down award, that is what it is supposed to address. I do think the body of work should matter. And Stephen A. does not have a lengthy track record, I think, of going against the core and the root of what Black journalism is. And while I don't like a lot of the things that he has said, I also cannot absolve or cannot erase the contributions he's made, both as a Black journalist himself,
yes,
and also as somebody who has tried in many instances to use his position to help other Black journalists.
Yes.
Okay. Completely fair. And nuance, which people don't like in this day and age. It's just like, it's not like the Black journalists were calling him, you know, the sellout or, you know, the Uncle Tom or the coon, right? No, they weren't doing that.
Do. I mean, some people do. Like that's
some people do. But I'm saying NABJ was not doing that.
NABJ
Basically,
did
they
not
were
do
saying
that.
what he's doing on the air is not good or detrimental to Black people and Black journalists.
No, it's
That's
not.
their.
Listen, that's the professional way of calling him a coon. That's the professional way of calling him a coon. Talking about you're causing harm to the Black community, especially Black women. That's exactly what you're saying. But how can you say that when he's doing? How can you say that when he's doing the things that he's doing? How can you say that? You feel me? You feel me, Fool Carry? You feel me?
And that's their opinion. They can do it. They're an organization. They are Black journalists. Okay, a Black journalist organization. However, he thinks what he's doing for the Black community is, you're more in line. You're saying basically what he has said before about the Black community. But I think sometimes people can be too close to it and they can't see the forest for the trees. I have been there. I'm sure you have been there. And sometimes it takes a person who is your friend, or maybe not so much your friend, to say, hey, look, what are you doing? Can you see yourself? I've had those moments with Spike. I've had those moments with Spike will say, hey man, look, let me see. I've had those moments with DL. DL and I are dear friends now. We tour together.
Don't nobody care about no DL Hughley, man. Don't nobody care about no DL Hughley. Don't nobody care about DL Hughley. Don't nobody care. Ain't nobody checking for him.
Right? We didn't always see eye to eye. But sometimes you got to let your ego go and go, okay, what am I not seeing? And perhaps I am too close to the corporation, if you know what I'm saying.
I do.
You know what I mean? Because if you're a journalist, pretty much you should not be so aligned to the corporation. That is not your job. Your job is to disseminate factual information. Your job is to be a good communicator. Your job is to inform and enlighten. And in many ways, if you're a Black journalist, your job is to offer opportunities to other Black journalists if you're in a position like Stephen A. Smith.
Nope. At this point, I'm about to say it. Stephen A. I hope you hear this. You may not. It don't matter. I'm gonna say it regardless. At this point, you gotta move. At this point, you gotta move differently. At this point, you gotta move differently. Stop helping people up. Because apparently people keep throwing you under the bus. Apparently, you can't appease the Black community for nothing. Out of all the great things that you have done as a journalist, as a sports journalist, been covering sports for this many years, have built your own platform, building another platform with some other wonderful ladies. You're doing your thing, you're making your money, you're making your bread, you have created a household name for yourself, and still people find a way to try to shit on you, dog. Move differently. Because at this point, I said it yesterday, you either die a hero or you live long enough to become the villain. And this is exactly the point where you are living. You are in this position. You are high enough to the point where you are becoming the villain now at this point. You've passed that threshold. And now you can't do nothing. Now everybody's going to say, well, man, you got to pay attention to how you move. This man has not moved with ill intent on no level. Even with the stint between him and LeBron James, he still moved how he was supposed to move. And yet, y'all got idiots out here talking about he a coon. How? Because he does his job so well? Because he know how to market himself effectively? Because he know how to gets himself in certain rooms that y'all asses can't get in? Oh, I'm sorry, because he thinks objectively and he knows how to give the facts and the data and still be able to give his thoughts and opinions without being subjective? Come on, dog. And this is why we always got to hold the black. And this is why the black community, bro, this is, y'all be driving me, dog. Y'all be driving me up the wall. I swear y'all do. And this is why you got a lot of conservative black people today are starting to move themselves away. They starting to move differently, dog. There's like, listen, the ones who understand it, they gonna move differently. And the ones who don't understand it, we just gonna leave them to their own demise. We ain't helping them no more. We ain't gonna try to tell them what to do. We just going this way. We going this way. The ones who get it, they gonna come with us. The ones who don't get it, they gonna stay over there, bro. I'm not. That's what they doing. That's what they're doing. They're speaking up more. You got more conservative black people that are starting to speak up now. And it's like, listen, dog, I'm not doing it no more. I'm not. Y'all don't want to listen. I'm trying to tell y'all how to move different, how to start looking at yourself different, start putting yourself in a different light. Y'all don't want to listen. Y'all want to continue to be victims. I wash my hands of the situation. I'm gone. You got it. This is crazy, bro. This is crazy. I don't understand it at all, man. I don't understand it, man. Stephen A., continue to keep doing what you're doing, man. Continue to keep being great. Continue to keep holding the standard. Continue to keep being the GOAT. Continue to keep being a great journalist. And continue to keep running up your money. Keep running up your bag, bro. Forget what everybody else talking about, man. You're doing a phenomenal job. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. Make sure y'all hit the bell notification. And make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned in the comments.
Listen, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out either of these two videos right here. And make sure you share this post with your friends and your family.
Got time for this. Got time for that nonsense. Ooh, let's go. All right, so we got two more topics. Do I want to go here? All right, so I'm going to ask y'all, do y'all want to get into the WNBA drama? Or do y'all want to get into this Shannon Sharp? I forgot her name. And this other lady. So the title is A Woman Wanting 100 Sexual Partners Because Men Do. Which one do y'all want to get into first? I mean, which one do y'all want to get into? Y'all want to get into the 5, which is WNBA dribbles up more drama? Or do you want to get into the 100 sexual partners because men do? Which one? Hey, Willa, I'm gonna need you to, Willa, calm down, pipe down, slow down, and text properly, man. You trying to type so fast. You trying to type so fast in the comments, you messing up your entire sentences. Slow down. You got time. I promise you I'm gonna see the comment. Slow down. You messing up words and stuff. Your sentence sounding dumb. Your sentences ain't making sense. Slow down. All right, so you said the Shannon Sharp. All right, we're going to get into the Shannon Sharp then. Let's go ahead and get into it.
There's been a lot of discussion about how much do you tell your partner about your past. I've had 10 girlfriends. I've had 15 boyfriends. So I've been.
You take that to the goddamn grave. I think that there should, depending on what's you were talking about marriage or
yes, we go. Hey, we serious. We go. Hey, look here. You the one. This is what it's gonna be. I'm looking to marry you. And I want to be in this relationship, this serious relationship with you. Ain't no just kicking it. We having a good time. I see a future for us together, and that's what I'm doing. I'm dating with the intent.
Yeah, that's a big word.
Yeah, I'm dating with the intent.
Not intentional.
To give you this, you're gonna have this last name, or you're just gonna be hyphenated. Keep your last name and then put Sharp at the end.
I think that it depends on where you and that person is in life. because the older you are, the more you expect of an experience for them to have.
Yeah.
I got 3 kids. What you think I'm out here with one? Like that would be insane for you.
Well, I only think you have 3 guys.
Okay.
I'm just being.
I mean, to be honest, I got 3. It might have only been 0.5.
Exactly.
Okay.
It might be the same. It might be the same guy.
Yeah.
But
I think it just depends on how old we are.
Okay.
I think the older you are, the less that conversation should exist.
Okay.
We're not going to be 65 years old looking for love. And you asking me at 65, how many men you been with? Sir, I don't even know.
Y'all forgot.
To be honest with you, I'm just trying to figure out if I took my meds this morning. I don't know. So I think it depends on the age demographic really matters. Right. The younger you are, the more I think you can feed into that conversation. But the older you get and the more experience you have and that person has in life, especially if we've been married already.
Right. Yeah.
I've been married twice. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I really going to sit down and have this conversation with you? I've been married twice, got 3 kids. I'm a grandma. I'm not even going to entertain that conversation.
Okay. I'll be honest. I can agree with that. I think at a certain age, we have to be realistic when it comes to relationships and dating, right? If you're in your 20s, if you're in your early 20s and stuff like that, I think that question is relevant. It's like, hey man, how many dudes you out here getting in? How many dudes you out here busting down? Right? So that's a valid question. But when you start to get to your upper third, when you start to get to your 30s, your upper 30s, it's like, hey man. So the question is different. It ain't how many bodies you have. It's more so what kind of experiences do you have? Same question, but it's worded different. What's your experience like? What kind of experience you got? And 9 times out of 10, you can pretty much tell how she moved. You can pretty much tell how she moves, especially the ones that already been getting to it, because they don't sugarcoat it. They're not playing games. 9 times out of 10, if they're already in their upper 30s, man, they're not doing this whole you gotta court me and you pretty much gonna bust it down on the first date, maybe second date, depending on you. Especially if she got kids already. Oh yeah. You ain't gotta wait no 90 days, big dog. You ain't gotta wait no 90 days.
Because I've lived so much life already.
Did you see the study?
But if I was like 25,
yeah,
I could understand.
You do. I'm glad you said that number.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know where I read it, but they say women at 25 have had more sexual partners than a 50-year-old.
Nowadays?
Yes.
Absolutely.
That is crazy.
Everybody's YOLO. I would tell somebody my number and they'd be like, that's it? I'm like, girl, what you at? You 60 who? An American numbers? Not Euro? Oh my God, not Tokyo. Oh my God.
I mean, when I read it, I said, hold on.
In there? Oh my God.
I was like 25 and they've had more they've been with more men.
They're more liberated.
Because now, women, it used to be they didn't think like that. But now women think like a man.
I know, that's bad. I think and this, I want to say this before y'all come for me. This is just all my opinion. I think that women that think like men, it's bad. Because there has to be an understanding that we are not equal.
I agree.
Men can do it, but we can't. Men can sleep with all the women they want to. And if I sleep with a bunch of men, I'm a hoe.
Facts.
Why do you want to?
Facts.
Like it's such a deeper conversation.
Mm-hmm.
My argument can't be Shannon had 100 partners. I had 82, right. And y'all calling me a hoe, but Shannon had 100. Why is it okay for him and not for me? Why do you even want to be there?
Right.
Facts.
Like we're not the same.
Facts.
And if men have us up on this pedestal, what's wrong with being on a pedestal?
Right.
That means I'm up here.
Right.
And
the ones who deserve to be on the pedestal are the ones who deserve to be on the pedestal. Not just because you're a woman. No, the ones who deserve to be up there gonna be up there. Thank you, Barrett All. Thank you. Welcome to manhood. Welcome to manhood. But the only difference is you're not gonna get the same treatment as a man because things are different. You can look at it as societal standards, or you can look at it as on biological standards. Either way, it can never be equal. No matter how much it's forced, it's still gonna be looked upon, and it's always gonna be a double standard on both sides of the coin. There are double standards for women where women benefit. and there are double standards for men where men benefit. We aren't equal at all. Because there are certain things that y'all can get away with that we can't. And there are other things that we can get away with that y'all can't. Simple. But they make it hard. People out here making it hard.
You down here. So why do I have a problem with the fact that you think and believe I should be up here?
Thanks.
That's insane to me. So when I hear women fighting this battle of, well, how come he and how come I can't? Why do you even want to? Why do you sit there with the idea of I should be able to have sex with 100 men if I want to? That would never come out of my mouth.
No.
He has sex with 200 women. I should be able to do the same. I don't even want to. Why you want to? Why? You really need to sit down and ask yourself, why am I even considering this as an option? Why do you even want it as an option for yourself? So, yo.
She cooking. She cooking.
Let me get a little.
She cooking. She cooking right now. That's what we need more women. We need more women like that speaking up. That's what we need. We need more honesty out here in these streets. Because let's be honest. Listen, Barrett all the podcast said it best. She just said it. She hit the nail on the head. Women are so beautiful in their feminine and men are so beautiful in their masculine. That's a fact. That's 110% fact. Because I know a lot of women, they like to go back to the old days. Well, what about back in the old days where the men used to work? Yep, you are 110% right. But guess what? Those women too, they were also in their feminine. They knew how to be feminine women too. And they stayed in that place. That's what made them so special. That's what made niggas like, oh shit. That's what made them go crazy. But y'all trying to be like us. Y'all trying to be the homeboy. It's like, bro, I don't need, nah, get back. I don't want no, nah, you straight. Stay over there. Stay over there. Why you over here? Why you trying to be in the man space? Go over there. Go over there where your girls at, bro. You don't need to be over here in our space. You don't see me trying to go over there in y'all space, so stay over there. And we stay over here and do our thing. Used to be a beautiful thing. Used to be a great thing where you had the beauty stores, where it was just all women, y'all do y'all feminine thing. You had the barbershops where men do their masculine things. Now you got men inside the beauty salons, women inside the barbershops now, cutting hair and doing hair and different. Man, hey dog. Hey bro, some things just need to stay the same. Some things don't need to change. I gotta call a spade. Some things just don't need to change. I don't care about how you grew up and what you experienced. Stay over there. If you want to cut hair, only cut girls' hair and only keep the girls over there in the girl space. Don't come over here to the barbershop. Nah, bro. Nah, stay over there. Stay over there. Don't come over here.
What's the craziest reason you've broken up with someone?
Facts. And they made casseroles. They had their go-to. They had about 3 to 4 go-to dishes on a regular basis, and we used to love them joints too. They, oh, what you making that? Oh, what kind of casserole you making tonight? Hash brown casserole? Let's get it. You feel me? Hot and ready. You making the lasagna? Oh man, you got the Texas toast homemade beside it. Come through. Come through. I'm ready. Full course meals, hot plate. You got your greens, you got your green foods, you know what I'm saying? You got your healthies, your greens and your veggies over here. You got the protein and you got your carbs all nice and well over the plate, and it's hot. And then you'll get your sweet tea or your water, or whatever is your drink of choice, and you got it right there and it's ready for you. And you full. You got a full belly because she threw it down. And she didn't complain about it. She wasn't like, man, I don't feel like doing it. She did it. Why? Because guess what the parents used to say? Guess what they used to say? Man, what kind of recipe? How you cook this? Oh, I cooked that with love. Oh, you cooked it with love? Whoo. I can taste it. I can taste the love. I can taste the love in my spirit. It's sizzling in my spirit. I can taste it. I can feel it. I can tell you made that with love. Oh my God. Cooking meant something back in the day. You understand me? When she could cook, hey, she didn't even have to be the finest thing walking, boy, but she can throw down. Oh, you locked in for sure. You locked in. That was half the battle. That was half the battle back in the day. Oh, she can throw. Hey, listen. She can throw down, and she give that Gok 3000. She was taken care of. She was taken care of. She was good. Not today, though. Not today. You can't even get a shorty to order a DoorDash meal correctly. Nope. I'm straight. I'm straight.
So many things.
You quick to 86 somebody?
Very quickly.
That's a fact.
Dress. I need you to dress.
You want him to dress his age?
I just dress your age. I like you ain't got. I don't like Jordans. I don't like all of that stuff. I like just be sharp. Just look nice.
Yeah.
Just look grown. Because when I go out, I'm gonna look grown. I want you to look grown.
Right.
You feel me?
Broke up with somebody. The finances.
Mm-hmm.
Finances. Not because he made less, but because of how much less and how it showed. We went out to a restaurant and we went to brunch in some city I was in, and the waitress comes up to us and she said, well, the owners here, they love you. They love your comedy. And I invited them to the show. They said, all we're going to ask you to do is just pay the taxes on the bill.
Yeah.
And the bill got to be like $300. So what I'm paying, $30, $40?
Oh, yeah.
So
Plus the tip.
Plus the tip, maybe $100.
$100.
So he gives them his card. Mind you, we didn't even add the tip yet.
Yeah.
They ring up the card and bring it back and ask if you want to leave a tip. It's got to be like $40.
Yeah.
Declines.
This man $40 decline?
But listen, not only does the $40 decline, there's no other option to pay for anything. So the $40 decline, and he just sitting there like this. And I'm looking at him, and the waitress is sitting there. So I just pulled out my card. I said, here, you can put it on this. And she goes, you sure? I said, yeah, just put it on that. She puts it on the card. He says, thank you for taking care of that. I said, it's fine. Drives me back to my hotel. I'm quiet. And he said, why are you so quiet? I said, you didn't have $40. And he was like, I didn't know the card was going to decline. I said, not only did you not have $40, you don't have it at all because there was no other option. There was no other card for you to pull.
You ain't have no cash on you.
You didn't have no cash on you. And even if you left your wallets home, you didn't even stop and say, hey, T, I'm going to Zelle you or cash. Not that I would have taken it, but you didn't even say, hey, thank you for paying for that. I don't know what's going on with my car. I'll Zelle you right now the money back. I'll Cash App you right now the money back. You didn't have it at all. And I never talked to him after that.
That's fair. Listen, that's fair. That is fair. I don't think that's egregious at all. I think that is fair. If you go into a restaurant with a lady and your card declined over $40, hey dog, we gotta have a bigger conversation, homie. Why your card declining with $40 in it? Second of all, why you taking this woman on a date and you ain't going and you don't have $40 in your card? Listen, you can still have money. Listen, I got PTSD. Even when I know I got money on my card, boy, I still check it. Even if I know I'm going somewhere where I'm in public and I gotta pull that card out, I'm still checking. Even though I got money in there, I'm still checking. Like, man, you know what? Life be life, and sometimes let me look in this account real quick. I'm just gonna do a quick check. I know it's in there, but PTSD, man. Let me check. Bet. All right, we straight. All right, we good. Good. I'm still checking. I don't care. But $40. Now, if you would have said 300, 400, all right, cool. You know what I mean? All right, $400. All right, you want this betting to be 400. $40, big dog? That's gas money. You ain't got that? That's crazy. That's crazy. So I went to brunch with a man, and when the bill came, he asked how I wanted to do it. I called the waitress over and gave her my card and paid the whole thing because I was in shock. He hit you with the, hey, how you want to do this? Hold up, but did he ask you out though? Did he ask you out? He said, how you want to do this? You ain't talking about the date you went on, are you? Bear it all. You ain't talking about the date. I don't know why I'm saying. I don't know why I'm sitting here calling you Bear it all. Jamie, you ain't for real. Jamie, tell my that's the dude, the one you. He hit you. Oh, he hit you with the no. Okay, so it wasn't him. Okay, I was about to say, I said, oh, that's crazy.
I can't.
$40. Yeah, you got to let him slide. You got.
It was like $42 something.
Oh my goodness.
And you didn't have it. Because if I go out with you somewhere and your card mess up and I pay for it, most men would be like, hey, check your phone. I just sent you that. I don't know what happened to my card. I literally just sent it to you and more.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you cash. I ain't got no cash apps. I ain't got no apps on my.
No, I'm gonna throw you 100 real quick. My bad.
Damn.
So just because you have to pull your card out, throw you 100.
I stopped talking to somebody because he said that I'm not used to men like him. But not in a bad way. He was like, I know you're not used to dating men like me. I'm just a real simple guy, and I don't really have all that.
Man, stop all that guy that crying, that poor mouth, man.
That turned me off right there.
Yeah,
because
I'm with you.
If you don't believe in you, then why should I?
Yeah.
Stop talking to him immediately.
Try to make me tell, you're great. Now, want you to hype him up.
I can't afford to just be taking you out on dates all the
That's
time.
good.
And you said you like to go to dinners and stuff, and we went to dinner tonight, and it was kind of expensive. I said it was $140. We went to a Jamaican restaurant. We got some beef patties. We shared the lamb chops. Like, I don't. And if $140 is breaking your pocket,
you
shouldn't even be dating. Number one,
sure.
And number two, you think that's a lot? That's nothing compared to what these other women are expecting.
Right.
So when he said that, he was like, "I just don't think I'm the caliber of man you used to dating."
You right.
I was like, "Oh, you be dating dudes too? Because how you know what caliber of man I be dating unless you dating them?" And I never talked to him after that.
Hey, listen, I ain't gonna hold you. She cooking. I don't see anything wrong with what she said at all. I think that is fair in the sense of what she was talking about and the points that she made when it came to men and women alike. I don't see anything wrong. Matter of fact, let me give her a round of applause, bro. Let me give her a round of applause because she was cooking. Shout out to her. Shout out to her, man. We need that's what you need. You need more women like that. See, it wasn't the material aspect of it. It's just like, listen, man, I'm in this position. I'm willing to give you an opportunity, but it's the little things that you do that I'm just not rocking with it. Cool, if you ain't got the type of bread, but you gotta come on, bro. You gotta know how to maneuver. You definitely gotta understand how to maneuver. What up, Cam? What's the word? But make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure y'all hit the bell notification.
Listen, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out either of these two videos right here. And make sure you share this post with your friends and your family.
All right, we got time for one more. I want to get into this money. I want to get into this money talk real quick. Get into this money talk. So the American dream has been stolen. Dave Ramsey. So we're going to dive into that, and then we're going to analyze, and then we're going to give our thoughts and our opinions. So let's go ahead and rock out.
President Trump. Set to head west any moment now to talk up the economy as the latest Fox poll shows fewer Americans feeling good about their finances. So let's bring in Dave Ramsey now, founder and CEO of Ramsey Solutions. Dave, we're so happy to have you back on the program.
Thank you. Good to be back with you.
This seems to be the running message right now while Wall Street's rocking. I mean, throw that Dow up there. Gosh, if you're invested in the American stock market right now, record high. I think this is the 23rd or 24th record high for the Dow Jones Industrial Average this year, Dave. It's up 1,000 points right now. So if you're in there, you're rocking. There's a lot of economic stats we can point to that say this is a strong economy. But these polls show people still don't feel that comfortable, or they feel strained, or they're still feeling the effects of some of these high prices. So what say you about the way people feel right now in this economy?
Well, the problem is that feelings aren't facts. They create facts in our head, but they're not facts. And we all deal with this. And when you're looking at your personal situation, you have to say, okay, facts are my friends, not feelings. Now, what are the facts? Well, the truth is a lot of people feel boxed out of the housing market right now, for example. And yet we've got trillion-dollar debts in cars and autos, $1 trillion in credit card debt, $1 trillion, almost $2 trillion now in student loans. And guess who's carrying that? Well, these last two generations to come on the scene. Well, they don't have good feelings right now because Citibank has stolen all their stinking money with what's in your wallet. And, you know, Congress with the student loan debt and so on. And so that's where those feelings come from, is they're jammed up in their budget, regardless of what the S&P is doing. You know, the market's up 13% year to date. That's awesome. And how about the last 4 years? If you'd had money in just an S&P, your money would have doubled in the last 4 years. But
put your money in the S&P 500. Listen, I even got an ebook that's in the Patreon right now. Link is in the description, as well as been in the comments, on how to leverage your job, invest your money into your brokerage account, invest your money so that way your money can compound over time. Invest your money so you can compound over time.
No, we're not participating in any of that because all we're doing is paying payments.
Say he's funny.
I fair enough. And it's sometimes that's something people, when they're so busy, they're not even looking at, and they say, where did all my money go? Dave, you mentioned the housing market, and this has been a big struggle for so many.
Your real life, I got you.
Interest rates remain high. This is the average 30-year U.S. mortgage rate has risen to the highest level in a year. It's now 6.66%. This is the median price for a single-family home is now almost $450,000. That's up almost 2% year over year, according to the National Association for Realtors. So what about housing affordability? And what do you say to those, especially first-time home buyers who say, they're losing faith in the American dream. It's hard to get into that first home.
Yeah, again, I go back to what we were talking about a minute ago. The American dream's been stolen from them because they got screwed by these banks and by Congress with the student loan debt. If you don't have any student loan debt, you don't have any credit card debt, and you don't have a $1,200 car payment, you can afford a house in America today.
Exactly.
With an average household income, because the average is almost $450,000.
So he already, here's the key, y'all. He already answered the question. It's not that you can't afford the house. It's not that houses are expensive. It's the fact that you're buying all of these egregious things that you do not need. You're buying expensive cars to impress the Joneses. You're running up your credit card debt. Buying things that you don't need. Student loan debt. You're going to college and you're getting into these degrees that don't make you any money. You're skipping JUCO, you're skipping junior college instead of going to junior college and knocking out all the prerequisite classes and doing that and staying in town, staying in the city, going to that school there so you can knock out all of that. And then you pick an actual degree that's gonna make you money once you get out. Y'all ain't doing that. A lot of people are picking what's popular, things that aren't making you money. Oh, I'm getting a business degree. For what? You can learn business by starting a business. It ain't that hard, big dog. Oh, so you can go get a finance, so you can go get an accounting degree? So you can go get an accounting job? That's what you got in the business. That's what you got in the business for? Instead of going into STEM or going into a STEM field or going into a trade where once you learn this skill, once you get out and graduate, you already gonna be making money. A lot of y'all aren't prioritizing paying back your student loans to get out of that debt. A lot of y'all aren't even prioritizing paying off any of your debt. You just trying to stay afloat. Because you already put yourself in a messed up situation. Now you're talking about, we need to go ahead and tax the rich. No. How about you start How about you start buying all this stuff that you don't need? How about you start doing that? Let's start there first. Let's start managing your money more effectively. How about we start doing that? How about we start learning how to actually save our money and invest in ourselves first, instead of trying to go and buy all the shit that we don't need to try to impress everybody else that don't give a fuck about us in the first place? How about we start doing that? Once you do that, once you master that, then we can start talking about everything else. No, you don't tax the rich. What you need to tax the rich for? You don't need to tax the rich. You don't need to tax the rich. Because I guarantee if a lot of y'all stop buying the things that y'all don't need, because all you're doing is putting yourself, you tax the rich. Guess what? You're not helping the situation if you tax the rich. You're not helping the situation at all. All you're doing is asking for another handout. That's all you're doing. And then guess what happens? Guess what happens? Things get more expensive. The more that y'all keep talking about taxing the rich. Okay, we're going to tax the rich. We're going to tax the rich. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Why you think big businesses are leaving cities now? Why you think big businesses are leaving Seattle, leaving California, huh? Why you think that is? I'm trying to understand it. Why should I let you talk, Willa? No, I went to college. Well, I don't have any loan debt, so I mean, yikes. I went to college. Yeah, I went to college. What are you talking? Willa, I think you just saying stuff.
1,000. But that, of course, includes California and you folks in Manhattan.
Go ahead and get all the flip-flops I know you trolling, Kim, but go ahead and get all the flip-flops. Go ahead and buy all the flip-flops there. Go ahead, spend all your money, put it on the credit card, run up your credit card, don't pay off your credit card. Make sure your credit is all the way low to a 300. So therefore you can't buy nothing. Now you're gonna have to pay an egregious amount. You have to pay an egregious amount when you try to get a vehicle, a huge down payment. Or let alone when you try to get a house. If you try to get a house, guess what? You're gonna have to put a huge payment down. Or let alone you still gonna have to pay to get your credit up anyway in order to buy a house. So why do that? It ain't even about paying the wages. I agree to not tax the rich if the corporations pay the employees a care wage. Why do they need to continue to keep paying the wages? Why? You're there to, man, listen, half of the jobs that they're asking to pay a higher wage, y'all just putting fries in the bag. That's all y'all doing. What you need more money for? You can go back to school. You can learn a skill though. There's many skills out here. There are many jobs. Home Depot is hiring people to train. They're paying people to train. So why don't y'all go and do that? There's many opportunities and many ways to make money. No. Well, yes, because this is a capitalistic country. So therefore, instead of you trying to go against the grain, why don't you play the game? Instead of falling into the rat race like everybody else is doing. I just gave you an example of what y'all can be doing, but y'all ain't listening. I just gave y'all the game on how. Think about it. The people who are making money and who aren't struggling out here in this world, do you think they're sitting up here talking about tax the rich? Or is it the poor people talking about taxing the rich? The people who don't know how to invest their money? The people who don't know how to manage their money properly? Which one do you think it is that's complaining about it? What? What are you talking about? You want to talk to me on the bed? I got the money. You had to text him. Had to text him. What are you talking about? I don't understand what you're talking about, Willa. Anyway, what are you talking about?
When we look out here in the Midwest, for instance, the average is $329,000, and you can buy that on an $80,000 income if you don't have payments coming out your stinking ears. But it's very difficult to find a way to that, and it's easy to blame interest rates or to blame house prices, which are a real thing. That's a real thing, and it's you're virtually blocked out. But you've got to clear the debt off the plate, which then enables you to have the disposable income to be able to afford a house payment and the repairs and maintenance on owning a home, which is a great investment. And I want everyone to be able to get a home as soon as you can. But yeah, you got to get the stuff off your back. You can't be driving a 14.
You don't need to be, listen, you don't need to be an investment capitalist, but you do need to understand how to manage your money properly, though, and understand how to manage your money effectively. Just because you don't want to be an investment capitalist, that's your problem. That's on you. So you can't get upset at the people who take advantage and they running up a bag. You can't get upset about that. You can't get upset. You decided to sit over here and say, well, you know what? Everybody ain't trying to be a capitalist. Everybody ain't trying to become rich. That's a you problem. But the ones who are, and they're playing the game how they're supposed to play it, guess what? They're getting ahead while y'all falling behind. So you can't get, and so now those people who worked their butt off to get to that point and get to that position, now y'all talk about they need to be taxed more? Get the hell out of here. No. For what? For what? I went to college for sports management because like everybody else, I went to college and I didn't understand and know that I should have went to college for something else, something like STEM. That's why I'm able to speak on it. I went and got a degree in sports management and didn't even use the degree. Learn how to spell, Willa. Damn, stop fucking up your texting, bro. Like, how are you that bad at messaging? Slow down. How are you that bad? How are you messing up your messaging every time? Do you not know how to spell? What's going on? Yes, we can get upset because everyone doesn't have the capabilities. Everybody does have the capabilities. If you got an iPhone, you got the capability. I don't want to hear that. If you're living in the projects, if you're living on welfare and you got the brand new iPhone, I don't want to hear nothing about what you can't do and the capabilities you don't have. I don't want to hear that.
$100 a month
Escalade,
and wondering why you're broke.
Yeah, all fair points. Don't panic and rush into something you can't afford. Get yourself out of debt completely. Save up for that 20% hold down.
Investing is not working your butt off. It's gambling. Investing is not. If you understand how to invest your money properly, have you never heard of a 401k? Have you never heard of a Roth IRA? Have you never heard of a traditional IRA? Have you never heard of those things? Those things that you can invest in. 9 times out of 10, most of y'all, the companies that y'all work for, you can also have an invested interest in the company. You can invest some money into your business. In the company that you actually work for, you can get stock options. You can invest some money. You can take a percentage out of your check and invest into the stock of the company. You can actually do that and you can start running up a bag. But most people don't know that. And guess what? And you still working your 9-to-5 job and you running up your butt and you running up your bag and you running up your money. It doesn't take hard work to do that. It just takes a little investigation, little research, and asking certain people questions. It ain't hard. But hey, listen, the world is at your fingertips. And if people want to remain ignorant, they can remain ignorant. That's their fault. It's not the world's fault. It's not the rich man's fault who understood and who took advantage. It's not the rich man's fault. It's not the millionaires, because there are new millionaires that are being made every single day who got it out the mud, where the money was not invested, where the money was not inherited. They got it out the mud. They did the things that y'all wouldn't do. The people that you talking about, Kim, they did the things that those people wouldn't do. And so therefore they stayed down. They lived below their means. They weren't trying to, every time that they got a raise in their at their job, they didn't upgrade their lifestyle. They stayed down here while their money went up. And so therefore they created that gap in that space where they can make investments and pay their debt off a lot faster. And then they can actually enjoy the life and the fruits of their labor. That's what happens. But then y'all want to sit back. You got the other individuals who sit back and don't want to invest in their future at all. And then when they see these other individuals who are living their best life, then they want to hate on them and get mad at them and say, let's tax them. No, nope, absolutely not. Nope, we're not doing that. You can have empathy all day. Just because you have empathy, are you trying to help them though? You can empathize all day, but guess what? Are you helping them though? Empathizing doesn't help them. Empathizing does not help. I can say, yeah, man, I empathize with you. Okay, great. What does that do for me? Nothing. Now, if I say, hey, listen, man, I empathize with you. I get it. Things happen. Life has happened. But, bro, this is how you can get out of this situation. You take these steps right here. I promise you, listen, you take a small percentage at a time, man, and then over time, I promise you, you'll get to where you're trying to go. It's going to be slow at first because, you know, you're starting small. But as you start making these little small investments, I'm telling you, bro, you can get to this position. And a lot of y'all are living in apartments that y'all can barely goddamn afford. Move back home with your parents. Let go of that ego. Forget what everybody else talking about because they ain't paying your bills. Go back home. Go back home. Stack up your bread. And even if your parents say, listen, man, you got to pay rent, I guarantee $300 a month ain't got nothing to do. It's not the same as paying $1,500 or $2,000 a month. You can do a lot with that extra bread that you got. But y'all want to hear me though. It's cool though, man. Do your thing. We're going to listen to
payment. Read a little longer if you have to. Save aggressively. I love those tips. Then you have the biggest mistakes that Americans are making today when it comes to affordability in the economy. Share those with us, including trying to look rich instead of actually becoming rich.
Exactly.
You know, what's hilarious is I've been doing this for almost 40 years now on talk radio and coaching people with money, and it's still the same three things, isn't it?
Why should taxpayers help corporations? You're paying yourself. What are you talking about? You're paying yourself. This is only just one account. What are you talking about? That's just one account. What are you talking about? That's just one account because I make the smart investments. Small investments, they compound over time. Most people don't have that. Most people don't got that much. Your average individual ain't got that much in their account right now. Your average individual don't have that much sitting in their account right now. They don't. They don't. They don't.
It's still everybody. It's human nature to want to have.
They ain't even. And to be honest with you, they ain't even a lot. That right there, that's not even a lot. That's not even a lot of money.
That looks good to the person sitting next to you at the stoplight. That's human nature. I've got it too. But we've just got to say it's more important to what happens to my family than what other people think about what I'm doing. And so if you buy an item and no one...
Nah, I just helped you out. Go and tap into the Patreon. I told you, I got an ebook and show you exactly what to do. Link is in the description as well as pinned in the comments. There you go. You can get all the help that you need.
Ever saw you with that item, would you be okay and would you still buy that item? That'll keep you from buying a whole lot of things right there. So, and you can't finance a lifestyle and that you haven't earned and then turn around and try to buy a house. It's not going to work. All these things work together. And your income, of course, is your greatest wealth building tool. I mean, if you take a car payment that's gone, a student loan that's gone, and you know, all your credit card debt is gone, and you're living on a plan, a couple can invest and really take advantage of this wonderful stock market boom right now.
And that's a fact, real life, PJ. And that's what I'm saying. Like, there ain't even a lot of money that I just showed. That's not life-changing money. That's not life-changing money at all. But understand, you can walk around and you can go and bump shoulders with one person that you walk by tomorrow, and you can ask them, listen, bro, do you even have over $1,000 saved up right now? Nah, dog, I ain't got 1,000. You ain't got $1,000 saved up, bro. The next person you walk by, you can ask, hey man, do you got at least over $500 saved up? Nah, man, I ain't there. I'm listening, bro. I'm struggling, bro. Guarantee it. Guarantee it.
I want to finish off with a question the Wall Street Journal is asking, and when is it time to have the talk with your parents? A lot of folks are dealing with aging parents today, and they wonder how to have that financial discussion, or when it's time to turn over the car keys or get a caregiver. Dave, do you have any suggestions for families and how they approach this very difficult discussion?
Well, first and foremost,
the big businesses, they're doing what they're supposed to do as a big business. What are you talking about? Why do they need to continue to keep paying more for y'all to do less? You wouldn't. If you owned the business, would you pay your people more? Would you, if you own the business, considering all the expenses that you have, because that's what y'all don't take into account. Y'all just think they just make profit, and next thing you know, oh man, they making this much money, but they ain't paying the people. Okay, well, guess what? Go and look at the job that you have, and go and look at the average. Go and look at the average of how much that job actually makes. Then on top of that, most people don't even negotiate. They don't even know how to negotiate in order to get a higher paying job. They just say, listen, bro, I'm gonna take whatever it is. Oh, y'all paying 25, not knowing that if you did your research, that job you can actually make about $30 an hour, but instead you're gonna take the $20 an hour instead, because you failed to do your research. You failed to negotiate. But y'all don't want to have that conversation though. Y'all want to be stuck and be complacent. Y'all don't want to move up in life. You don't want to try to find different ways. Listen, most of us have had multiple jobs already. You can go into ChatGPT. I don't even like ChatGPT. You can go into Google Gemini. You can go into Claude. You can write down all your skills that you had previously before. All the skills that you had previously before. And you can ask Claude and tell Claude to say, listen, I need you to take all these skills, and I need you to figure out what jobs that my skills actually will apply for. What do my skills align with? What type of job do my skills align with? Boom, it'll give you a whole breakdown. Then you can break it down even further. Hey, how much will these skills actually pay? In these jobs right here that you listed, what's the average pay for the person? What's the lowest and what's the highest? And then give me the average. Most of y'all don't even know how to do that. And then you can figure out, okay, well, bet this job here paying 35 an hour with these type of skills that I have. Oh, that's a bet. So now let me go and find these jobs that actually have these positions that are open, and let me apply for them. Let me also tell Claude or Google Gemini to go ahead and create me an entire resume that speaks the language of the company, and tailor it towards the company. So that way it talks about that specific skill that I have that's for that job that I'm asking for. You send the resume up. Because what y'all don't know is that you're going to get paid more if you leave a job versus getting promoted within the job. People are doing it, but they ain't doing it properly, though. A lot of people don't even know that. I do have employees. But we ain't no big corporation. We ain't no big corporation though. PJ, who needs a boat just for chilling? Nobody but people. They can do what they want to do. The people see that's y'all problem. Y'all count other people's pockets. Y'all worrying about what everybody else doing. These people have earned their right because they worked their butts off for years and years and years at a time, while everybody was out there clubbing, having a great time, while y'all was out there having a great time, busting it open for a real one, drinking bottles, bottling it up, having the fun, being YOLO and all of this. They was inside working on their businesses. And while everybody else was struggling, having hangovers, they was up all night working. And they got themselves to it, and they stayed down. They got to a position to where now they can enjoy the fruits of their labor. And now the same people that was having a great time, they're looking up at them like, bro, how they get up there, man? What did they see? They sitting over there on the yachts and stuff while I'm over here working my tail off to get to. You should have took a page out of that book and did what they was doing. And mind you, Kim, there are some shady people in the industry. I agree with you. There are some shady people, but there are also good people too that do business the right way, and they're still thriving. So what do you got to say about them? One thing I will admit though is that most people did not do right by that COVID money. Exactly. But that proves the point, Kim. That proves the point. When people get money who don't understand how to manage money, they blow it anyway. They do the wrong thing with it. Look at the people who win the lottery. They end up going broke in the next 2 to 3 years. They don't automatically all of a sudden they own these big businesses. They have these massive corporations. No, they go broke within the next 3 years because they don't know how to manage their money. They start splurging and they start spending all their money because they got to scratch that itch. Because they were down for so long, they ain't have money for so long, so they want to let everybody know they buy egregious shit. The biggest house, the mansion, when they only got 3 kids and they don't need a big ass house. They buying all of these cars that they don't necessarily need, but they want to buy it just because they got the money to buy it. Just so they can stunt. Oh, I got all these cars. They just buying all kind of goofy shit that they don't need. Not one investment was made. Not one. Not one, like, you know what, let me take a step back. All right, cool. I'm gonna take 5% of this mega meal that I just earned. I'm gonna take 5% and I'm just gonna blow that because I got to scratch that itch. The rest of it, bro, I'm investing all of it. I'm investing all of it because I don't want to lose that money. I don't want to blow that money, but most people don't do that, and then they end up right back at square zero, complaining and talking about, man, see, man, that's what I'm talking about, Mr. Rich, man. They scamming us, bro. This is the industry. Nah, dog. You had your opportunity and you blew it. He said, I work for Courtney, man. No, you don't. I do have a business and I have seen some really shady people in the industry. I got into my business because I was sick of my employer taking advantage of me not paying me my worth. What is your worth? What is your worth? Because if you say that you're worth more than the job that you apply for, then that's a no. You apply for that job. So therefore they paid you what that job is worth. You are just doing the job. They paid you for the job that you're doing. In that job, did you have a specific skill that you were doing, that you had, that nobody else had? Because if you're talking about just working hard, well, everybody works hard. But just working hard alone is not going to get you ahead. You got to work smart too. You got to do certain things that other people don't do. I was absolutely having the fun, but I was a big asset to my boss. He didn't value me too. I took my talent to South Beach. Like, nah, I don't agree. Don't leave the job. Nope. Don't leave the job. Don't leave the job until you have something else lined up. Don't leave the job until you have something else lined up. Or stay at the job and leverage the job and work on your side business until your side business get big enough to where your job is in the way of you making more money from your side business. That's what you should do. Say, I would invest the entire winnings and keep working. Shit, you can do that. You can do that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I bet I got my entire savings good over here. I'm just gonna put in an S&P. I'm gonna have my Roth IRA set up, have my 401k and all that set up over there. So we straight over here. Now I could just stack. Now what I'll do, I think I'll take a percentage off. If there's debt, I'll take a percentage out. I'll just go ahead and alleviate all debt. Let's pay that off right now. Before we do anything else, let's go ahead and let's get rid of the debt right now. All right, that's cool. Now the remaining, we throw it in the brokerage account, and we let it sit, and we just continue to keep adding into it from our job that we're working or that business that we're working. We take a percentage out. Every time we get paid, we take a percentage out and keep throwing money in there. Don't even look at it no more. Just let it go in. Then over time, you straight, you chilling. So now you at your 9-to-5 job, you just, man, I'm chilling, bro. Like, oh. You coming in to work, you bringing everybody donuts. You bringing everybody donuts, $20. Nah, we good, bro. $20. I bring everybody donuts. Hey man, how y'all doing now? How y'all doing now? Y'all good now? Work is different then. You going to work different. You going to work different. You ain't nothing stressing you out no more. Ain't nothing stressing you out. You chilling. You chilling. But yeah, man, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure y'all hit the bell notification.
Listen, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out either of these two videos right here. And make sure you share this post with your friends and your family.
Yep. I didn't apply for the job. I was recruited. See, that's even better. And you left? Shit. I would have waited till I got another job. Most bank accounts let you do that through the change our service. Facts. Let me read this super chats real quick.
Yeah, you right, man. Making money is me, man. 10 years, man, you're gonna have matching Benzes. 10 years? I'm thinking more like 10 days, man. 10 days.
Shout out to Kim West for the $10. She said, matching Benzes, 10 years. We're gonna have matching Benzes. Facts. 10 years, thinking more like 10 days, man. 10 days. It's facts. Appreciate you, Kim, for showing love. My dog, Real Life PJ, for the $5. He said, hit the clip, big dog. Say less, homie.
All right. Oh, man, get my $5 on me. All right, man, get my $5 on me. Get my $5! Get my $5! Right.
Shout out to you, big dog. Shout out to the dog. And shout out to my homie Rob Brown for the $5. He said, salute and blessings, big dog. Hey, man, salute and blessings to you, big homie. Thank you for the $5.
Oh, man, get my $5 on me. All right, man, get my $5 on me. Get my $5! Get my $5!
Hey man, I appreciate y'all for showing love, man. I appreciate that. Listen, family. Let me see what else we got. He said, okay, I agree with that. Don't leave until the job is hindering bigger situations and bigger. Yep, that's a fact. Because once you have the mindset, because here's the thing. Once you have the mindset that this job is only temporary because you're working on something bigger over here, now that job ain't gonna stress you as much anymore. It's like, man, listen, I'm just gonna do my job. I'm here to do my work, and I'm going. I'm not focused on all the extra BS that's going on, all the drama. I'm not here. I'm just focused on the job at hand and the task at hand, and I'm leaving. Because once I leave here, I got something bigger that I'm focused on. And so I'm not stressing out about my job that I gotta go to the next day because it's just leverage. I'm just leveraging it to make sure everything is taken care of on the back end, so that way I can fund my big business over here. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. I was being bringing donuts, McDonald's, Whataburger. Ooh, Whataburger, man. You know what? Whataburger sounds so good right now, but I'm on my fitness journey right now. I'm down 15 pounds. Listen, we got to continue to keep going. You feel me? Got to continue to keep going. That Whataburger sound good, though. Good. Gracious alive. The back is spreading. I feel it. The big back in me is screaming. And you said Whataburger. Good Lord. Good Lord. Yeah, that's how it should be. Sometimes I think you should. I think I should have stayed because he actually knows he doesn't like a lot of people and a lot of celebrities, but he's really intolerable and mean. But the connections were overwhelming. Listen. If you were in that type of position, what you should have done What you should have done, you should have been making the connections while you were there. Even if you didn't, I don't know what type of boss he was. I don't know what type of boss he was, right? I don't know if he was the type, if you asked him a question, then he's willing to help you. But if not, you could have sat back and observed and how he was moving in the spaces that he was moving, and you could have been doing your work too. And you could have been networking right there with him, taking advantage. What up, Soft Rain? What's good with you? Shout out to you, man, for pulling up, showing love. Hey, listen, y'all be killing it over there on y'all channel too. I rock with y'all. Appreciate you for stopping in. Yeah, see, if you brave enough, what's your weight? So I started, listen, when I started, I was 250, bro. I was 250. I'm now at 234. I'm at 234. Listen, I don't care. Because listen, I was small. Man, listen, let me show y'all something right quick. Because y'all think it's a game out here in these streets. I was real deal small. I was small in these streets. So I know I was big backing it too much. I put on all that weight. I was like, yeah, damn. You started at 264, down to 197? Sheesh. Listen, I'm coming, bro. 197, I'm coming. That's a fact. 197. Hey man, that's good work right there. I'll get there soon enough. I plan to be in the 220s. I plan to be in the 220s by the time I be in Dallas. I plan to be in the 220 by the time I'm in Dallas. Let me see where my photos at. Let me go to my photos real quick. Let me go to the photos. Not me without the beard or the mustache. Absolutely not. I will not be showing that under no circumstances. Is it missing something? Is that Mrs. Who? Let me see. Well, let's see. Where my picture? Where that picture at? Cause listen, I was Tiny Tim out here. You feel me? Nah, we can't show that one for the camera. Can't be out here showing it for the camera. Can't be doing that. Hey, can't be doing that. No, sir. So that's the small. This was a small of me right here. You feel me? And listen, we down 15. Trust me. Give me about. I told you what time? When is it? September 26th. So by September 26th, I should be in the 20s, the 220s, pushing the teens. No games being played today. No games. This is why I was. This is me at 180. This is where I'm at 180 right here. Let me show you. Let me show y'all real quick. That's me at 180. That's 180. You feel me? $180. Sheesh. Good God. Yeah, boy. That's bad. That's the goal. We gotta get back to that. Shoot, the Whataburger's down the street. It said low carbs, as little sugar as possible, 1 meal with protein and veggies, 1 small snack with protein, 30-minute walks. Listen, this is what I've been doing to get down to 15. Because my workouts, I go crazy. When it comes to working out, I go crazy with it, right? But outside of that, I get about 12,000 steps in a day. About 12. I average in between 11 and 12,000 steps a day now. I keep my proteins because I don't want to lose muscle, right? I want to make sure I'm still cool, right? We gotta make, you know what I'm saying? We still gotta make sure the muscle there. But so we lift, but I'm in my circuit phase of working out right now. So I'm in kind of like a circuit training with lifting at the same time. So I'm in that. It's almost sort of like CrossFit, but not necessarily. But it's getting there. Yeah, so about 11 to 12,000 steps daily. No questions asked. I play pickleball on Saturday. On Saturdays, I play pickleball, so about an hour and a half, 2 hours, so we get to it. Proteins, I make sure 1 pound of protein per body weight, so I gotta get anywhere between 150 to 180 grams of protein every single day. On my non-workout days, I make sure I keep my carbs below 100 grams. And then on my workout days, I keep the carbs in between 100 to 120 grams of carbs on my workout days. And then, of course, I get my get the veggies and stuff. And then if I do have a snack, it's, of course, it has protein in it, or if the calories are very low. So I'm really good with keeping the calories low. So I've gotten to a point where I'm really good with my calories now. So yeah. So we're gonna get there. Because my goal this time is when I lose it, I'm gonna keep it off. So I'm not doing any fad diets. I'm not doing any extreme dieting. I'm not doing none of that. I'm taking my time with it, because when I lose it, I'm not getting it back. I'm not gaining it back at all. I'm not gaining this shit back. So that's why I'm taking my time with it. But we 15 down though, man. We're gonna get there. We gonna get there. Yeah, the good body days. Listen, to be honest, the more I'm thinking about it, Kim, it's really no different. All you got to do is just remain active. That's what I noticed. That's what once I started to think back when I was in the military and how I lost weight so fast, where at least it seemed like it was fast. It's because we were always active. We were walking everywhere. That's everything that we were doing. We were constantly active. We weren't just sitting at home, sitting on the couch. We were walking, moving, walking, lifting, eating. And so that way you can eat whatever you want, because you were always active. You were never sitting down. So it was easier to lose the weight. But when you're not as active and you're sitting at home, you're sitting on your butt most of the time, and the only time you're active, yeah, you may go to the gym, but what's that? 10% of the day? You still got a whole nother 90% of the day you got left in you. Whole 90% of the day you got left. So yeah. So that's the difference that I figured out. So just stay active. Just get to walking. Active calories equal results. That's a fact, man. That's a fact, Food Carry. I'm trying to find the one where I was really big back in it though. Well, that 250 was hitting hard. You feel me? Let's see if I can find it real quick before I let y'all go. I'm talking about that shit was heavy. I was like, God damn. Face was out there looking egregiously big. Look at that. Just chunky. It still is right now. But what that real when I saw, what I was like, when I looked at myself, I was like, good gracious. And a lot of it you can tell in the face too. I forgot I interviewed old girl. Not me with the fit. Hold on, let me see something right quick.
December last year.
Congratulations.
Only a few months, but we've been together for a long time.
So what do you think is the key to your marriage, and what's going to keep you stronger through the long run?
I feel like definitely trust. Trust is like number 1. 2, compromise. 3, listening to each other. Listening, compromising. That's it.
Me and Marcus was out there getting to it. Me and Marcus was out there getting to it. He was out there interviewing folks in the Arizona streets. You know what I mean? I'm trying to find that. You said what a Waterberg at? Oh, you said was pickleball? It's basically like tennis, but just a more watered down version. But you can get a lot of calories. You can get a lot of calories burned though. A ton of calories. Look, man, I be getting to it though. Oh, I forgot about the sounds. I know they be tripping. Yep, it's the activity. I used to walk so much. I didn't even do nothing extra, just walk. Yep, I'm telling you. Just start walking like crazy. Damn, I ain't realize I ain't take no selfies for real. All of these are just pictures of me of clips. Oh yeah, this is a good one. I was huge. This one helped me. Boy, you see how big I am right here? Jesus. Oh, let me put on mute though. I'm definitely pushing about 250 right there. God dang. Hold on, let me show y'all. Jesus Christ. Look at this. Look at that face. Look how chunky that face is. Whoo! Golly! Man. Watch out for the people. Watch out for the people. Nah, man. Yeah, that's why when I be looking at them pictures, I'm like, nah, I was like, nah, man, we gotta do that. But listen, we working on it. We working on the Willow. We working on it. We working on it. If we start to hit these milestones, we're gonna have our first meetup. We're gonna have our first Patreon meetup. But we gotta hit the milestones first, and that's gonna come with y'all help, sharing the live, sharing the videos that I post and upload, all of that good stuff, man. Telling people about the Courtnee Edgar Show, and that also gonna come with me too, marketing myself the right way as well. Make sure I'm putting myself out there. So, in due time, we will. In due time, we will. That's for sure. That is for sure. You know what I'm saying, real life, PJ? I had to get it. I had to get rid of it, bro. I had to get rid of it. What part of the army was in? You said what part of the army? I mean the regular army. I was in the regular army. Not because to be honest with you, I wanted a good start on life. I wanted a really good start on life, and I was like, you know what? There's no better way to get a good start on life than go to the military. So I made that decision my junior year of college to go in, and I was like, well, I'm gonna go in reserves to finish our school, to finish college. I did that, and then I went full time once I graduated, and I went to and I got deployed as soon as I went full time. I got deployed that first year. And if y'all don't believe me, don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? We got the receipts. We got receipts. Ooh, but this one we was over there in Iraq. Jesus. Over there in Camp Taji. You know what I'm saying? Over there in Camp Taji, Iraq. At the time. You know what I mean? You said the wall? Yeah, man. We was over there. We was over there. Still there. Still there in the military there. We were still over there in Camp Taji, Iraq. Yeah. Still over there. Yeah, man. But listen. Oh no, pimping. I wasn't shaving nothing. listen, bro. Listen. I had my paperwork. I had the paperwork on me. You know what I'm saying? I had a shaving profile, big dog. I had my shaving profile. You know what I mean? And didn't even have to shave. You know what I mean? Because I kept getting those razor bumps and I didn't know how to get rid of them. I was like, nah, dog, I can't keep doing this. That dry shaving. I'm like, nah, pimping. Can't be walking around here with a pepperoni face. No, sir. No, sir. Not Pretty Boy Floyd. Absolutely not. Not me. Oh, what wall on the side? What wall are you talking about? I like to wait on the man, though. When I was in college, my boyfriend was always asking me to make him food to gain weight. He got fat later, though. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I ain't trying to, man, forget that. I'd rather be slimmer. I know what it feel like to be big, and I know what it feel like to be small, and I like smaller better. Yeah, Kim, we hit the wall when we get lazy. When we get lazy, that's when we hit a wall. But typically speaking, if he stay on it, ain't no wall. But tonight was a good show, man. Tonight was fire. No show Friday. We aren't having a show Friday. And also, we moved the show from Sunday mornings to Monday nights. The Courtnee Edgar Show, we moved it from Sunday to Monday nights at 7:05 p.m. MST. So make sure you're there so we can run it up and take over Monday nights, because we're gonna make sure we take over Monday nights, just like we're gonna take over Wednesday nights, right? This is gonna be the show to come to on Wednesday and Mondays. If you haven't shared the live, if you haven't shared the show, the channel, make sure you do that. Make sure you do it, and make sure you be ready and waiting for my uploaded videos to show love to it and share with your family and friends. All right. And if you haven't tapped into the Patreon, be sure to tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description, as well as pinned in the comments if you want to become part of the Free Agents Society. All right. So there's a lot of information behind the wall in the Patreon, learning how to invest your money the proper way and doing it the way that I did. I can show you how I did it in order to help me continue to keep stacking my bread with my 9-to-5 job that I still do have. Learning how to build the platform as well, starting from ground zero and getting to 1,000 subscribers, getting monetized. I have that video in there, and then I'm talking about other things that I got going on that's coming up as well. So you definitely want to tap into that and see what's going on so you can stay updated with what's going on. All right. So with that being said, I appreciate y'all, and until next time, love y'all.